Going live. Here we go.
I'm going to
Okay, cool.
New Zealand.
So today, anybody before we get started may want to say any wins for the week?
I saved my escrow list.
Huge win.
That was a big deal.
Saved Wadsworth. That was $1 million plus property. And
We
she
had
was
listed at $1.5 million. We were actually in contract at $1.25 million. Appraisal came in at $1.2 million. Problem being, not because it wasn't worth it, but because it's just an anomaly. There are properties like that. So we finally got everybody together and got the buyers to agree to co for $200,000 over appraised value, and the seller would come down $125,000. We saved it at 1.4.
think about that negotiation.
That's 3 days on my trip to Seattle. That's what I did.
This is why we come to contract training. This is why we get a shell, because that is a tough negotiation right there. And if she crumbled in any way, the whole deal would have fallen apart. She was the rock in that transaction.
I even got her to let me talk to her buyers.
Yes.
On a conference call.
So yes, please. So any other wins? Congratulations, Nance. You got a win? Linda, after 9 offers. That is another shell that buyers are getting discouraged, and Linda's going, no, you are not. We're going to work through this. This is okay.
Yeah.
We're going to push through. So huge win. Congratulations on that.
You will find them.
Kenzie had her first open house all by herself. All by herself. Did you point the arrows in the right direction?
Yes. Where 453 and then
It's a question, because when I did mine, I drove around to make sure, because I wasn't sure.
Right. It's a fun question, but there's a lot of
I'm
sorry, what?
Did you see the flex warning? There was like a weirdo that was
Oh,
going
yeah,
on
yeah,
there.
yeah, went around.
Hey, just a word of caution. Mackenzie and I were doing the open house at our new listing over at Osage. And it was a little windy, and I had 3 bottles of wine for our beer. 3 bottles of wine, cheese,
By yourself?
salami, crackers. Dave was there too. And anyway, I moved the umbrella because the sun was shining, so I'm shining my eyes. Crashed. Everything crashed down.
Wine everywhere.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. We probably have been close to that.
If you guys have any type of alcohol at your listings, it is a 1 drink minimum period. Have some sort of monitoring system.
That's just for the clients, right?
It's for the
I got
clients.
some big
We
cups.
do not encourage alcohol. So there is a fine line between, you cannot sell it. It's better if you raffle something and you give them a closed bottle. But of course, wine and cheese is very nice at the higher end
When
properties.
somebody gets south, so you get
Please let me know that if you're going to be doing alcohol, so we can just check the liability on that if you're going to.
I want to make sure someone's pouring for you, and the clients aren't coming through and filling their own cups.
Ultimately, he's the broker, so he got to make that
You
decision.
can do whatever you want.
But bring out, if you're going to do alcohol, then bring it to our attention. Okay, so today, and no hard alcohol. It's beer and wine, like at the most. Wine spritzer. Okay, so today we're going over Facebook. Found some cool stuff out on the program on Sync, so I wanted to bring it to your attention. And where is Melissa? Melissa, are you on? Will you text Melissa and find out?
No co-host?
She's been killing it on Facebook leads. So from the time that we talked last week till this week, she created her own campaigns, started it, and I want to say she picked up like 13 of her own leads by marketing on Facebook that came in because of her own efforts. That's not that's not no charge from the broker. Like, that's free business that she did for herself. And I want to say she's $46, $48 deep into the ad that she ran for 13 leads. That comes out to $2.20 a lead approximately, give or take. 1 transaction turns into $10,000 gross commission. It's pretty darn good return on your investment. So that's, about
I had a win.
Oh, what's your win?
677 committed to us is in escrow, and I got the front end and the back end. And got another house, and got the front end and back end of that one too.
Nice. There's another win for you.
6% on one.
Chick-fil-A is coming to Santa Maria.
That is a huge win. 6% on one, 5.5 on the other.
And you're still working on Another one?
Yeah, still working on some other ones, yeah. We're not done for the year. Dude, we're just.
No, I thought it was a 6-deal transaction with those 2 clients.
Well, yeah, but I'm waiting on, the fire didn't help the situation, so.
You know how it just starts doing that?
It's, yeah.
So, yeah.
And,
You
one of
gotta
the
keep
ones
it all
in
together,
transaction-
because one goes and they go. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's right around Christmas time, so you keep that together.
Santa gonna be good.
Okay, so everything that's happening right now is your December. Everything. So you wanna have a healthy December, don't stop pushing right now. You wanna make sure you get that, whatever gift for yourself, or you're buying for your family, or you're getting kids, like you gotta push hard now to make that happen. Our November is solid, which means you guys have been pushing really, really hard this last month. But now we're getting close to the end of the month. I am starting to notice that everybody's focusing on the escrows they currently have. And you can see it that they're peaking, and so we'll start seeing this downward trend. And I'm encouraging, I'm pushing that you have to push through that, or else you will have a great November and a slow December. And then November
Even
will,
slower January.
and a slower January and a good February. And it's like that sort of is what we're trying to eliminate over here. So, okay, well, let's get into Facebook. That's why we're doing ad campaigns right now, is because ultimately we need to build in the business. This is in your mindset. This is a machine of business coming in. You have to have a steady flow of leads coming in. Now, once you get one source, then you grow to another source and you grow to another source. That is a steady flow of business coming in. Once you have that pipeline and you have your steady flow, then you need to focus on, how do I retain my past clients? That should always be a steady flow as well. So it's never, I'm chasing the business and always just getting new leads. You need to get that in place, and then also be focusing on retaining your past clients or sphere of influence as a source of business as well. That's why this business is so hard, because you're juggling so many things, and you're trying to do the transaction, and you're trying to close, and you're trying to budget out how am I going to pay bills because I'm paying for all these systems and da 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 da. Now you're in the circus. All right. So, no host for her. All right, we'll tell her I gave her kudos. Okay, so let's go down. Everybody logs into their sync portfolio. Cool. First things first, 2 programs you're going to want to have. And write these down. You're going to need some sort of editing software for pictures, because sometimes you want to add little logos, just sold, da 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 da. So you need to have some sort of editing software. I recommend Paint.net. And I just go Paint.net, because I think if you actually go Paint.net, it takes you to a random website. So the website is getpaint.net. It's a free program. You click download, and you scroll down, and right here is where you would end up downloading. So you would click near host, and you download this on. Once you get Paint.net, you have a program that now you can open a picture up, and you can add logos, you can add banners, you can do fun stuff that ultimately you're trying to come up with something that captures the eye of the client or when they're on Facebook. So what I did is I found a couple pictures that I liked. These are them right here. So this is the program Paint.net. And I found my campaign that I thought about was, I want to have a campaign running all the time. 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's a generic campaign, and it's going to give a whole broad, this is, whether you're looking for your house for sale, whether you're searching for real estate, this is just going to go. And it's going to go to a very, very broad target. And I'm just going to run that all the time. And I'm going to run my budget for about $30 a month is what my budget's going to be. I'm going to go for that. So today we need to figure out, what campaign do you want to run? So before you leave today, have an idea, and I want you guys to write it down. Like, I want to run a campaign that is trying to target this. So anybody want to throw ideas out, or you can keep it to yourself, because ultimately we're all going to be running the same campaign. So you kind of want, this is unique to you guys. This isn't something that we're going to ultimately share. I'll throw some ideas out. Click here to search for listings. That's a simple little campaign. Want to learn about open houses this week? There's another campaign.
Want to know what your house is worth?
Want to know what your house is worth? Coming soon properties, new listings, what's going on in your neighborhood? Let's throw a couple other broad ones out there. Nothing?
Relocating, retirement.
Relocating to the Central Coast.
I'm focusing on vacation homes. So
Vacation
vacation
homes.
sellers and vacation buyers.
Vacation homes, move to the Central Coast. Central Coast, top 5 area to live on in California. I think we were the top 5. I think we're on that list. Market forecast for 2018. Something that's just going to capture them. This is where you got to take the realtor hat off and you have to put the marketing hat on. Why do you think that there's so many leads coming into sync? Because they have targeted people. That's that whole disc D personality, that an investor who wants to know about properties that are coming soon or hot to the market. That's a campaign. And they're getting that. What I didn't like is that they're actually sending emails that's attached to your name that's saying, I have this property. No, you don't. But to say that we don't have property, that we have property that's not on the MLS, that's not a lie. Missy has a property right now that's not on the MLS. So would you like to know about coming soon properties? It's not leading them down that's misleading. It's saying, if I hear about a property that's not on the MLS, you're going to fall in that category and I'm going to notify you. So you're targeting certain type of people. RV, you can really get this really dial it down if it's vacationing, need more room for your toys. Because on Facebook, you can target down people that own RVs, that shop for RVs. RVs are on my mind right now because we're looking at that world. So today I'm going to do a very broad campaign and just show you how I'm going to do it, how I do it, and then how the carousel of the campaign works. Anytime there's a new listing on the MLS, I encourage you, especially here in our office, to contact the agent and get that onto Facebook once you have authorization from the agent that says, hey, go ahead and put that on Facebook, because you have people on your Facebook that they don't have. And ultimately, we want to run that ad all the time. So that should be like a weekly activity of grabbing listings on the MLS, getting permission, grabbing them, and then posting them out in the world as, here's some new listings that are for sale. That is just like a must.
Yeah, suppose we did do a campaign by click here to search your listings. Do we need to have a separate domain name where they go and looking at the listings?
So we're going to start that right now. So the first thing we want to do is make sure we have some sort of editing program to be able to edit pictures, because pictures are 1,000 words. So we need to make it pop. I edited this yesterday and just added a big microphone or a microscope, and then boom, click this. Actually, the only thing I did was just add, actually, this isn't even the one. Oh, I just added the logo. That's all I did. I was playing around with it yesterday. All right, so really quick, just to give you a quick overview of how to do this, you come over here, you grab a picture. So if I'm on Google, so here we go. I'm on Google. This is exactly how I do it. Okay, give me a topic, something.
Cars.
So,
Mercedes owners.
a picture that would be like luxury. Luxury real estate. Enter, and I find a cool little picture. I come over here to images, and I find a cool picture. Sweet, that looks pretty nice. Again, luxury real estate. I mean, you can Google anything. And I right-click on it, save image. And I'm going to hit save as a JPEG. So there's my image right now. Now what you need to do is add, so think of this as your background, and now you want to add a layer on top of this picture. So you're going to come over here to layers and add a new layer. Now, right here, I'm playing on the background. So if I want to delete anything on the background, I can come over here and I can take this and maybe I want to just crop the selection. So now I made the picture smaller. Then I highlight my layer 2, so now it's kind of like a piece of bread. I got a layer on top of it. From that layer, I want to bring over our logo. I don't know if I saved our logo. So let me just make this real quick. So on this layer, I want to bring over a logo. Obviously, it's a lot bigger than that, so I just take it and bring it down. And I'm going to bring the logo, so you can see I can move this around on top of it without damaging the background picture. So I'm going to throw the logo right here. Now, obviously, if I wanted to have a clear background behind the logo, then I have to edit the logo first and then bring it over. In order to edit the logo first, I would open a brand new thing, File New, and I would bring over the logo that I want. You can see it right here. And this little magic wand is amazing. So I would click on the white, and everything that's on the white is now highlighted. And so if I hit delete, it takes that whole background away. So now it's a transparent logo. So then I don't forget to do the little bees in there. Delete. You might have to go Control plus and zoom up. And I go delete. Oh, deleted the whole thing. So then I go to edit, undo. And all I want is just that little area. Delete, delete, delete. Don't forget my little O. Delete, 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 delete. Am I missing anything?
A.
About that first day that you're.
Okay, so now I have a transparent background. Oh, and I don't want this right here. So these little dots mean that there's no background. So all that is here is just this. So this little button right here, this is how do I highlight what I want? So I want this whole thing. And I don't like that there's this gap right here. It goes right to our L. So I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to take it right to that line. Then I'm going to go up to image, and I'm going to crop the area that I selected. So now this is my platform. I'm only working on one level, the layer. I'm not multiple layers. Now again, this is recording, so you guys can always go back and take it very slow. I'm going to highlight this whole thing, and I'm going to go Control C. If you had multiple layers going on, so right here, there's multiple layers, and you went Control C, you're only copying whatever layer you're on. So you want to make sure that everything is one layer. So there's my Control C. Now I come back over to the picture. Okay, again, I deleted just what was on layer 2. I'm going to go Control V, and I'm going to bring this thing in. And now you can see that there's no background behind it. So if I wanted to add that right here and throw on a picture that says, so now I'm going to come over and I'm going to go layers. I'm going to add another layer. So this is my layer of my logo. Now I'm going to add a layer of text. I'm going to go text. And I'm going to say,
Coming soon to the Margaret.
yeah, luxury homes on the Central Coast. And I need to change my font color. So there's my color.
Right, we're using a Mac too as well.
Oh, that's why.
Other people. But you can also go to the Apple Store and they do really quick, easy tutorials to go through imaging apps.
You can see that I'm highlighted this little square area right now. So everything outside of the square doesn't matter, so that's why I can't see it. So ultimately I need to come over and get rid of the square. So now there's no square. I'm on layer 3, and I come over to text. I go luxury. Did I spell that right?
Yeah.
Is there an A?
Yeah.
Homes
There's only one A in trade.
on the Central Coast. Come up here, I'm gonna center it. I'm gonna move it. Yay, there's my picture. Okay, there's my ad. Real simple, easy. I'm gonna come up here to File, Save As, and I wanna save it as a JPEG. So if you save it as the program, it means that you're gonna be able to get back into the program and edit it later. I wanna save it as a JPEG, that way it brings it all down to one picture. Well, there's desktop, save. No, I don't want to replace anything, so let's call that, what do we want to call that? Luxury. Okay. This is if you want to get intense on making your own pictures and stuff. Ultimately, you can find, maybe you just want to find a picture of your house and you stick it on there, and then your Facebook just has verbiage. That's fine too, but this is, you can make this as catchy as you want because you're making your own marketing piece. So if you take a little bit of time, sometimes I run out of creative juices, so I contact Fiverr and I say, hey, for $5, can you send me a picture that just has all this stuff incorporated? And then I might take that picture and just add my logo on it and go from there. But Fiverr is another company that does all this editing stuff for you, and it's really, really inexpensive. Okay, so now that I have my picture, I'm going to close out the program. And I'm going to go to Facebook. No. Okay. Under Facebook, I'm going to go to Ads. Ads, right here to create and Ads. And it's going to take me to an Ads Manager. Okay. Right in the Ads Manager, it's going to ask me, what is my goal for setting up an ad? With ads, I have a couple things. Do I want a brand awareness? Now, most agents, I know your guys' business, most of you guys are getting to the level where you're trying to build some branding for yourself, but really you're trying to, what is your goal here? Are you trying to get people back to your website? Are you trying to let people know that you're an agent, or are you trying to get leads of people that want whatever you're offering? We want leads. So at the end of the day, we are going to be driving traffic to our landing page. So traffic would be 99%, even though it says lead generating, just so you know the difference of these two. Traffic means that we have a landing page, and we want, when they click on our ad, we want them to go to our landing page. Lead generating means we want Facebook to capture the lead for us. We don't have, if they click learn more, they don't get redirected to our landing page. They get redirected to Facebook's fill in my contact information, or basically it auto-populates their Facebook contact information and says, click and you'll be contacted by someone about the information that you were asking. So I don't recommend that we lead generate with Facebook because it doesn't have anything to do with real estate. It just captures their name, their number, and their email address. By us syncing them or pushing them over to your See California Homes, they're going to get pushed to a landing page that's going to say, how soon are you how soon are you shopping? What are you looking for? Here's a questionnaire. And so the data that we get is a lot more efficient data.
So we have a landing page in See California?
Yes, I'll show you how to do that. So we're driving traffic. I have to zoom that back because I can't see. Okay, there. Can you guys still see that? Mm-hmm. Somewhat? Okay. So right here is our pipeline for our ad. And until we answer all these questions, the ad's not complete. So right now, what is our objective? Our objective is to drive traffic. Okay, so what do you want to name this? I'm going to call this general real estate. The ad that I'm doing is just going to be search for homes and what's your home worth.
Can you create individual files?
Of course. So you're gonna have one campaign. So I went through, I had probably like 30 campaigns last night, but I lost track. Money was going here or there, and I forgot what was going on, so I deleted everything. And our goal today is to do like 5 solid campaigns. One for buyers, one for sellers, one for general, one for luxury, and one for vacation, like move to the Central Coast. And those are like the concepts that I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna run them for a whole 90 days. And my budget is gonna be like $25 per ad. And that's
So
how I'm
you
gonna
could
see
do,
what happens.
you could do sellers in certain zip codes,
Oh, yeah.
sellers in certain neighborhoods, so that's a good way to.
You can target really, really down to it. When you budget, you need to budget for a whole 90-day quarter. I mean, just get it out of the way. I want 90 days of this ad to run. It might be $25 a month, so ultimately it's gonna be a $75 budget. When these leads come in, because we're gonna sync them over to See California Homes, you're gonna know exactly where the source came from. And so your concept is gonna be ready to go. So when that lead comes in, it's like, oh yeah, I already have this ready for you. Here's what I have. Okay, so we're gonna label it, continue. So now we're into the midst of like creating the ad.
Wait,
Who
yeah,
are-
real quick. What's the create split test? Use this advertising campaign to test ad set strategies?
I don't know.
Okay.
Create multiple new ad sets.
It's not, I just,
Yeah, I'm sticking to the basics.
no problem.
Now I gotta go back. Okay, traffic, whenever you get lost, go back to the beginning and start again. Cool,
When
that's
it comes through to our sync, does,
Thank you. I was just gonna ask.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask.
when it comes through to our sync, how do we tell, like, if, let's say I'm running a seller's ad, a buyer's ad,
you're gonna source it.
something else,
You're gonna source it called Facebook sellers. No,
and it'll come in as Facebook sellers know it.
it's gonna come in whatever you label it as.
Okay, cool.
So
I didn't know
right-
if it's just gonna say Facebook. And
So
then-
right now, my ad is labeled, what did I label it? General real estate. So general real estate will end up showing up on my sync as this is where the ad came from. So if you get really narrow, you wanna put it in right here. Don't label your sources or don't label your ads with sources that the company already has. Mine are called Facebook_Bakersfield Distressed. If you label it that way, that source belongs to me. I won't be able to know that I'm not charging you, and you're ultimately going to get charged for the source, and then you're going to have to show me evidence that you've created the ad and da-da-da-da. So your sources, your labels need to be unique. And you can tell that by when you're in your pipeline, it says source. Don't label those sources, label your own sources, or put your name behind it.
But I was gonna say, but if you label it the same mistakenly, as long as you have your own name attached to it, it should.
I'll absolutely see it. So every source or everything, I mean, for that to happen, like you literally have to copy and paste my source to make it, because even if one was uppercase and lowercase, it's still different. And that little difference right there tells me it didn't come from me. So, and I'll show you that in sync when we get down to it. Okay, so boom, here we go. Traffic. Choose where you want to drive traffic. I want to drive it to a website. Offer. Do we want to offer anything? I haven't played around with this. I keep it off. This could be something as far as maybe you're doing a raffle at an open house, and so then, but if you turn it on, I'm sure that there's a whole bunch of disclosures and like rules of the contest that you're going to have to disclose and all that. So your target audience, this is where we have to get a little creative. So under target audience, everywhere in this location, I'm going to clear that location. And right here, I'm going to type in Grover Beach. Now you actually have to be specific because what I'm watching for it'll show me on the next page. All right, so Grover Beach, Arroyo Grande. Where do you think people move from? Come to this area. Okay.
Visalia, Tulare, the Bay Area.
This is where you
Orange
need
County.
to start thinking like a marketing person. And if you're targeting a vacation home, Where are they coming from? Don't think, oh, I want to show my ad to people like in this target. No, you want to show your ad outside of the target because they're wanting to move here. So if you're targeting move to the Central Coast, don't put your ad on people that live next to the beach. They're already here. Find Visalia, Exeter, things that like they dream about moving to the Central Coast because it's a lifestyle change for them. So you gotta think outside the box here. All right, now over here it's gonna actually show where are we targeting. So you can see that Arroyo Grande and Grover Beach, I'm duplicating my efforts, which is pointless because you are spending the money to send it to the same people. So don't do that and just expand your territory 50 miles. So now I have included that territory. Now I can tell maybe Paso Robles doesn't really hit. So I'm gonna add Paso Robles. I can see that maybe Santa Maria might not hit that much. So look at that. These 3 territories have covered all of the Central Coast now. I bump up Bakersfield, and now I got California City, I got 166, I pretty much have all of our county and just adding 4 labels, okay? So it's important. You don't have to label every single city and go, oh my gosh, these are your sphere right now. Then I come down, all right, what is my target? Well, I'm looking for anyone that's just general. Want to know what your house is worth, or you want to search for properties. And this is a very, very general, so I'm keeping my ad very general right now, just to give you examples. So 18, I'd probably say my starting point is more like 23. Over 65, I don't want to be too broad, because if I'm too broad, then I have to have a very large budget to compete. So I want to be somewhere in about the 20,000 people range. And we'll be able to tell that on that. So languages, I can only speak English. So I'm going to say English is going to affect. This is where we get a little creative as well. So because this is really, really general, if I click buying a home, it's going to hit 86,000 people. If I click Zillow, well, there's 17 million. Likely to move, 3 million. House hunting. If you put everything about real estate, you're going to be like every other agent out there who's doing this. This is where we get a little creative going, well, maybe I want someone that divorce. They got to buy 2 homes or something along those lines. So now I'm targeting someone that might need to sell pretty quickly. As bad as it sounds, but divorce, just know that target, if I put that in there, then the leads that I get are going to be somewhere second home. Divorce in a second home. Maybe they got to pick up a second home because they got to give the wife the first home. I'm targeting down an audience that's going to be realistic. I'm going to take it out and let's be a little more positive. Here we go. How about Lexus?
You can exclude people.
Lexus. No. How do I spell Lexus? Mercedes-Benz. Ooh, what type of clients are those going to be? They're going to be spending $700 on a car payment, or they've paid, they put some money down.
They get a car payment.
So, second home Mercedes-Benz owners, second home Mercedes-Benz, 800,000, 900,000 clientele. I kind of like that realm. Let's see. What else do I want? I want someone who maybe is educated in the Wall Street Journal.
Investment.
Again, you start doing investments, you're going to be like every other agent out there. Start thinking of characteristics of the person that you're trying to target. So investment, yes, saves money. Let's see if it comes up. Budget. Anyone who's wealthy probably has a budget. What is that?
That's a budget rent a car.
Trust fund.
Balanced budget amendment, cooking, budget truck. Budget money. Let's see if that comes up. Darn. Nope. Let's see what happens if they're exclude
Jerks.
bad
That's what James said, jerks.
credit.
I was thinking,
Okay, let's see what happens if you just type in credit. Oh, credit repair. How about that? Anything?
This is the ones with 5 lines of credit.
People, roles, installation of repair services. Okay. What else would we exclude?
Jail time.
First-time home buyers. I mean, you don't want to do that, but if you're looking for a high-end market second home person, they're not gonna be first-time home buyers.
Go. Because again, we want to narrow down our target. And in the next page, in the next page, it's going to give us a little, and we want to be in the green. As long as we're in the green, we're great. If we start getting the red, it means that you're too broad. We get into the yellow or other side red, it means that you don't have enough information. So, okay, so now, okay, everybody got the idea here. You can do this as much as you want. We have a loan program that assists emergency service personnel or service providers. You're going to put teachers in there. You're going to put firemen. You're going to put police officers, because when those leads come in, you're going to be knowledgeable about the loan program, the HERO program that lenders have. That's a target for exactly, now they're calling you and you're like, oh my God, thank you for calling. I actually am an expert. I specialize in that type of getting you hooked up with the right type of lender. And you've set that in play. Okay. First-time homebuyers might be waiters, waitress, hairstylists that are starting out, college students. So again, you would target those type. Student loan debt would be a good one to target for first-time homebuyers. It's like you got to come up with an idea of thinking outside the box. Okay, so now we come down here. Add detail target, connections. I'm going to leave that blank. Automatic placement, I typically leave it blank. I just tell Facebook, just put my ad where you think it's going to best suit. This is where landing page, impression. So how often do I want it? Do I want to be charged every time a click happens? Every time they get redirected? Every time that my ad is shown up? Or daily unique reach. I personally like this one. It means that my ad showed up in front of someone brand new that day. It might be the same person that following day, but that day my ad showed up uniquely to one person every time. Which means it's not the same person seeing my ad over and over and over again. They might see it over and over again each day, but they see it one time every day, uniquely. That makes sense? So I personally like that one. Run this ad on schedule. Be very careful about this one. If you say run this ad forever, then literally every day you're going to be charging, okay? So it's important that if you go run this ad on a schedule or set my even distribution and I want my total lifetime budget to be blank. So if I'm going at 70, it's $25 a month for 3 months, I'm going to have $75. And I want it to go until the end of the year. Now it may say, oh, start your day and I need to start tomorrow. There you go. So from now until December, the total amount that I can spend is $75. It will, and I'm telling it to even distribute that throughout. You could actually get into a, on this, run the ad on a schedule. And you can actually tell it when you want it to show up. I want it to show up on Mondays at midnight. And basically on midnight, I don't really care. They're sleeping there, definitely at 6 a.m. They're probably getting ready to go to work. They're probably at work, so I want to kickstart again and then run that night as well. But you can really narrow down, like if you're targeting college students, you can assume that they're in class, so therefore you don't want your ad ran, but you got to be pretty logical about that. You know, they still have their phone and they're sitting on campus, you know, but you don't want to waste, especially if you really have a small audience, you're going to know your audience really well and when they're actively on their phones. So I'm going to actually do this as run all the time. Then I hit continue. There's my ad. Hit continue. Sweet. So now what type of ad do I want to run? A carousel is, let's see if we can find one. I'm going to go to my newsfeed. Okay, this is a carousel. You can see that this is an ad because it says sponsored. This is the text they put on there. Carousel, carousel, and then it always ends with your logo at the end. That's a carousel. Let me show you what you don't want to do. This is an ad that I saw that went, no. And I don't mean to pick on agents or like pick on her, but this is a perfect example of the type of ads that I constantly see. And I'm thinking to myself, right here, tap the photo for details. So here's the ad. She threw a picture up there, gave it an open house, that's great. Somebody clicks on it because they want information, it takes them to a PDF. What was the problem here? She just gave away a bunch of information and got nothing in return. She got absolutely nothing. She didn't capture data. There was no call to action. You might as well not even put this up. I mean, the general public has other options to get this type of information. The goal is to get them to call you. So it's awesome that she's running ads on Facebook, but if you're not getting the data out of it, what's the point? You know, we need to be capturing, we need call to actions. Another one I saw, same thing, like everybody saw, I don't know what he did, like Mario's ad, he was out in an open house and he did a video ad. That's great, and he posted with the agent's name and everything. But even doing that, there's certain disclaimers that you still have to add, even if you got the agent's name. So it's better, as a better protection for you, is to use your IDX, because the IDX is compliant. That's why we have an IDX feed. And even if we're using the IDX feed, you better have something in writing that says that you're authorized to use that other agent's or that other broker's listing, because one complaint is all it takes to get penalized.
How do you know that's an ad and not just a post on her Facebook page?
So this is a post on her Facebook page. But at the end of the day, this is a post on her Facebook page that went out to her timeline and her friends that basically said, I have an open house on Saturday from 12 to 4. If you click on it, cool. It would have been better if you clicked on it and it went somewhere that said, hey, you know, register for a raffle and you'll get a gift if you come to my open house. Like, that's more interactive with the participants that are actually engaging in this ad. So it's taking it a little bit step further to try to get the data so you can make the phone call. Hey, I saw that you were interested on the Facebook, Again, this is personal preference, but this is kind of marketing 101. We're trying to gather data. In this, our target is trying to get leads. That is what we're targeting. Now, if you were targeting brand awareness, totally different. It doesn't matter what data you get. It's the exposure, and do you have a campaign, and do you have a tagline, and do you have a slogan, and you're trying to get the public to get behind that. So your target is different. Okay, so we're on Carousel. This is talking about where is it going to post. So if you don't have a Facebook business page, this only works with Facebook business page. If you don't have a Facebook business page, you would be doing a different type of ad. But these type of sponsored ads where you're paying money to advertise, it's because you have a big business page. If you don't have that, that's a whole nother class. But you ultimately go to YouTube, Facebook business page, and it walks you through how to do it. And it's very, very just click, point, set it up. It shouldn't take more than 15 minutes. Okay, so now we're picking a carousel. And we're figuring out the very first picture. So what is the text that you want? Move or properties on the Central Coast. Again, I'm doing a very general one. But you can see right here, properties on the Central Coast. And I'm going to come down, where do I want my ad to go? This is right here. So it says this is the first picture. And if I click here, it goes to the second picture. Click here, it goes to the third picture. So ultimately on the first picture, I'm going to change the image to upload image. And I'm going to click there's my first picture, Hubbell Real Estate, click here to search listings. I'm going to go to the second one, select image, click, and I'm going to say, what's your home worth? Image is too small. Okay, image is too small, so what do I have to do? I've got to edit that image. So here it is. I'm going to open it up with my Paint program, paint.net. There's my picture. I'm going to come up to image. I'm going to go to resize. You can see it's 640. No, let's make that 2000. Okay. And then I'm going to resave it. File, save as, save. And I want to replace it. So now, and again, this is being recorded, so click. And I basically just made the picture bigger. So now it should fit. There it is. Confirm. There's my second picture. And then for the third one, we'll go, I'm going to remove the third one. I only want 2 pictures. So there you go. There's my ad. Maybe I'm going to change this. Somebody give me a better tagline than properties on the Central Coast. What's better tagline for what we're trying to do? It's search listings and what's your home worth. So whenever you think of, like, back in the day we do our newspaper ads and you have your bullets in your black line and it'd say like oceanfront property or price reduced. You know, this is your tagline.
Changing lifestyle. Lifestyles on the Central Coast.
Time to upgrade your lifestyle.
Coming soon on the market.
Don't miss hot properties. Don't miss out.
Weather is hot and so is the market.
These good deals don't last forever.
Good deals don't last. Okay, good.
Do these good deals, because you want it specific to your people.
Do you think it's a good idea to capitalize every first letter?
I like it.
I like it. It's a statement. These good deals don't last forever. Exclamation. Get ahead of the curve. Something like that. Get ahead of the market.
It's simple.
Cool. Boom. These good deals don't last forever. There you go. Okay. So on this page right here, search for listings. Where do I want to send them? Back to sync. So I'm going to go see California houses.
Don't you want your name first?
I'm getting there. .com. Okay. What is the problem? What is the problem that if I send them, oh my gosh, okay, I send them here and I'm going to go to search for homes and I'm going to send them to this URL right here. What would be the problem with that?
Does it bypass the launch page?
Why do you want to?
What's the concept here? We're trying to get leads.
Your name.
Does it capture the data? I mean,
So it sends them here,
To the company.
goes to the company. So thank you very much. You just advertised the company webpage and now I'm charging you for those leads. What? Dang it. So in order to route that, get around that, take the WW out, type David. Definitely type David.
Yeah.
Okay, the way you know that you have a personalized landing page is right here. Your face and your name and your contact information will be on the top of every page. So now that I'm here, I literally can go to home and I'm still there. I can go to home evaluation page and I'm still there. So any lead that goes here belongs to me and it will not go in the distribution list. It will go direct to your sink. That make sense? So the way that I did that, you can come to leads or your leads. And if you're on your dashboard. If you come right down here to settings, if you scroll down, you'll see what your domain name is and you can change it to anything you want. But it is that.ccaliforniahomes.com. Okay? So here I am on my ads manager. Get this thing out of the way. And I want to send it to search homes. So here I'm going to take it out because I actually am running leads for the company because I am trying to generate business to send to you guys because that is a income source for me. Let's not beat around the bush. That's what we're trying to do is generate income. So everything I do is trying to figure out how can I get you guys business. But at the end of the day, that's going to help me generate income to grow the company. You guys should be doing the same exact thing for your company. Generate leads. So, except put your name. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to come back over to Ads Manager. And it's going to say destination of URL. Where do I want to send? If somebody clicks learn more, I'm going to send them there. Headline right here, that's this. This should be just a little one sentence little tagline as well. So instead of Hubbell Real Estate, instant.
You want like a tagline? Because I have the tagline guidance every step of the way. Would that go in there or not?
For you?
Right, it would be, okay.
Description. And then in here, receive. And then what is going to happen? Give them a quick little 1 or 2 sentence. What's going to happen if they click receive? Receive instant. Receive reports instantly.
See available homes instantly.
Market. Access to local properties instantly. And double check your spelling. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. There
And
you
that
go.
pops up when they click on it, or where does?
So right here in the mobile view, it's going to have little tiny. So you got to be careful on how much you put here because when they click, it doesn't take it, it doesn't show it. So you're just kind of putting, it's just one little line right here. Now, if I didn't have Hubbell Real Estate, okay. So when I
Oh, you're
refresh,
Image 2.
oh, that's why. Oh. Okay, I'm on image 2 right now. Okay, I'm on image 2. Very careful about that. So image 2 is this, what is your home worth? So access to, does everybody follow me here? Image 2 says what is your home worth? So access to sold properties instantly. And I'm going to change where I send them, and I'm going to send them to Home evaluation, what is your home worth?
That home valuation takes so long to send, and it's not very good.
So you can also send them to your cloud CMA. Just make sure that if you do the cloud CMA, you need to make sure that that lead goes hooked back to your thing. You need to make sure that you follow the pipeline of where the lead goes, and it's got to get back. So cloud CMA is the same report as far as the same data. It's just it's a different landing page. So I don't know how long this takes or
Well, I
what
did
it
it
is.
at 11 or 12 in the afternoon and didn't get it till like 3 in the morning.
Okay, so it probably updates every night, and then it sends the report out that night. So if
So you don't want to say you're gonna
So
get it
someone
instantly.
wants it instantly, it's not 3 days later. Yeah.
SpongeBob voice.
So edit your thing. Access to sold properties. Access to sold properties or lead or market report headline. Don't overpay for a property. There you go. So what's your homework? Or don't undersell. Don't give your property away. There you go. Don't sell. Make money. Don't leave money on the table.
Because they all say that to you, I don't want to leave any money.
There you go. There you go. Okay, boom, boom, boom. And then what's your action button gonna say? So learn now, request time, listen now, get show times, download, donate. Okay, well, learn more. Okay, so then we come back up to number one. Number one is the search for homes. Boom. I want it to go here. Search for homes. Describe. Streamline your shopping experience. Your shopping. Okay, streamline your shopping experience. Time to move. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, learn more. Good there, good there. Okay, certify compliance. Yes, I do. I acknowledge. You can read that, but it's basically saying you're not doing anything wrong, I guess. Like, yeah. So there you go. And then I'm going to hit confirm. That's it. Add set. Time set. It's running. You got to make sure under settings you have your credit card on file. So now it's under review. We're going to continue. And there it is right here. It's pending review. This is ultimately, so when you log into your ads manager, this is your dashboard. And here's your ad. Here's the review, and it's going to show you what's going on. If you ever want to turn it off, you could just click right there and that turns it off. So this is you created a campaign right now. So I recommend everybody do 5 campaigns, figure out what it is. If you're on sync and you're like, all I want to do is post a property. I just want to post one listing about a property. In order to do that, you would go back, well, before I go on, if I have questions.
Can you
Yeah.
change it and update it?
Yes, so once you're in here, I can highlight it and right here it'll say, oops, edit.
Okay.
And I would hit edit.
So you can change anything.
Yep. And it's gonna take me down, boom, 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 and it shows me, you know, so here, and then it'll show me the history, what I'm doing. This little button makes it go away, so it's back over to here. And this is it. Okay, so you're on sync and you're like, all I want to do is post that I have an open house coming. You would click on here, you'd go to properties. So I'm going to become Mackenzie right now. Agents. Now let's do, okay, here's Elizabeth. Okay. Agent. Okay, so now I'm in Elizabeth's, here we are. So I'm going to come down to properties, and all of a sudden, every property is right here, okay? Now, if you can't find it, you can come up to search, and I found a real quick way is just to enter the MLS number. So you do PI, blah, 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 blah. Or let's see if it'll pick up the address. Okay, so the MLS number, it worked. If anybody wants to know an MLS number, and you throw that in there.
I can't read that on the left-hand side. Would you click to get to this?
You go to property.
Okay, so right here I went to properties, and it instantly pulls up all of the company's properties. So if you're doing an open house here, great. If not, you would find the property you're doing the open house for, grab the MLS number, come up here to the search button, and just add it right here.
Isn't that second one the one you want to use?
Yeah, so here it is right here. So I'm going to come over here to share on Facebook. Click it. And it instantly brings up my Facebook page. And right here I can say share it on my personal timeline or pages I manage. And the pages I manage, there's one for Judy. There's one for Hubbell Real Estate Group. So that's where your business page would be at. Type in something, open, great property. I'm just gonna do that and we'll actually post it right now and see what it looks like. So post to Facebook. So if I go back to Hubbell Real Estate Group, because that's where I posted it, and I scroll down, there it is. So great property. Now when they click on it, it takes them right to the property in your scene.
That's nice.
Okay, so David, like when I was having trouble doing my open housing, I could have done it this way. Okay.
We just figured that out. So the benefit now, kind of what I was talking about with the whole ad thing that I just went through, I can click this and say boost property, and it's going to take me through the same exact questions about the audience that I want. And it is that simple to do one property. So now you've learned how to do an ad campaign, to do a whole like campaign that adds multiple pictures. And in that campaign, you could do like, want to know what the property or search for properties, and then do a carousel of like property for sale, property for sale, property for sale, property for sale, and then finish out with your logo. Or you can go to something like this that says, I just want to market this one campaign, this one property, and here's the audience I want to do it, here's my budget, I want to rent it for this day, boost this ad.
And you can do that on your personal page.
You know what? Let's find out, watch. So how did I do that? I went here, let's go share on Facebook.
Maybe if you can like some people's that.
Let's find out, well, we're going to find out right now. And I'm going to say, in escrow, I can do the same for you. Call me today to learn about my marketing systems. Marketing systems to sell your house? Marketing
It's
systems?
marketing, just marketing.
Boom. So now it is going to my personal timeline, post to Facebook. Okay, so now if I go back to Facebook, I'm going to go to home, and there it is.
Oh my gosh, that's so easy.
And I don't have a boost button. So you can't boost on personal unless somebody knows. Now I can take this and I can share it to, whenever you hit share, you say share to page. And now I can share it to my personal page, post. So now if I go back up to Hubbell Real Estate, my business page, here it is, and now I got a boost button.
Need to delete that first one because now everybody's gonna go to Elizabeth's California houses.
Okay, so boom, delete from page. So what I encourage you is if you want us to boost, what I'm gonna end up doing is if you want us to boost, now we know how to do it. Very, very simple. It just says, hey, I wanna do $20. Kristen, whether it's an email or you say, I wanna do $20, she's gonna go to boost. I mean, we're gonna need to know exactly what your audience is. Like I reached out to Nancy and was like, what are you trying to do? Who's your target audience? And we took like 10 minutes and kind of answered the questions. And then we boosted it. The problem with that is you guys can't see what sort of stats you're getting because it's on the back end of ours.
Just do it yourself.
You should just do it yourself. But if you don't, or say you post it on your personal page, you can email Kristen and say, hey, can you share this on the company page? Now that means that I will go to your personal page and hit. If you go, so I go edit post, and I go hashtag Hubbell Real Estate Group, done, that's going to notify me that somebody posted something about our company. And it shows up under the Hubbell Real Estate, see right here, notification. And I could hit share, and I could hit share and share it onto the Hubbell page. So either shoot me an email or tag me in it, because by tagging me means that it showed up on my timeline as well. So by tagging, you go hashtag whoever you're trying to tag. Hashtag Bob Hubbell, it would show up on Bob Hubbell's timeline. He would notify that someone's talking about it. And so then he can click the share button and share it to his timeline as well. Say you have it, what Kristen's gonna end up doing, if you don't pay for the boost, I probably will. I'll put $5 out there, throw an ad out there, but I'm gonna boost it back to See California Homes to get the leads off of the open house that you're doing to turn around and give them back out because what you guys didn't want to pay money on them, money. Heck yeah. So it's a benefit to you guys to do it. Now, if you pay for it, they're your leads. If I pay for it, they're my leads to do with what I want, which ultimately means they go onto the distribution list.
So unless it's our listing, right?
No, even if it's your listing,
Yeah.
and I'm paying the money to boost your listing, then I'm going to be distributing those leads.
Yeah, see,
That's what I'm asking. You call me and
Boost
say,
the hell out of mine, I want to at least get 1/2 of it.
so you call me and say, hey, I'm doing an open house. The question I'm going to say is, do you want to boost your open house? You're like, yeah, I want to throw $5 on my boost. Sweet, then we'll do it. But if you don't, I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to boost your open house for you.
Why don't we just
And
pay
it's like, great.
$5?
That means that boost is going to go out to the public. And someone that calls in is going to ultimately get filtered back to See California Homes. And
You have a question then. So what I could technically do after I have this open house, okay? I could go ahead and throw that ad onto Facebook, boost it out to second home owners in Bakersfield, Visalia, whatever, on Facebook, and with a note that said, hey, if you miss this open house, don't worry, call me and I'll give you a private showing or whatever. But I could
great idea. Yes.
And then I have a mailing coming, 500 postcards that are all going to, with labels from the title company, going to second homeowners in those some areas. I could still mail those out, but then do a Facebook ad so they're seeing it twice.
Yes. So look at that. We have been approved, it is scheduled, and it's going to start
Yeah, that's
tomorrow.
where I'm going.
So that ad is going to start tomorrow. Yay. So there you go. And so we just set an ad until December. That's going to run now. What's cool about this is, say you have, like you're doing Jennifer over there, you would find her property, and this is how you can now share it back
I
over
couldn't find it, I had to actually go on to mine.
Yeah.
And then.
Did you uncheck
There you
it
go.
all?
Yeah, because
CRMLS.
when you uncheck it, it brings everyone's.
Nope.
Read it.
Watch. CRMLS.
did, but it just kept on going blank. I don't know.
No.
And the other way is easy too. I mean, I think it does the exact same thing.
All right, what is one of Jennifer's addresses?
1545 Ramona.
I just freeze the screen. That one's that right there. 1545.
Just did the ski part.
Okay, so I take that, Control C, and back under here, properties, and go Control V, enter.
But don't you have to take it out of our offices?
Nope, there it is. So that's how I was saying, going off of the MLS number will always get you where you want. So you might have to do a little research here. But now I can take that, I can say share on Facebook,
But if I
and
do it
boom.
the other way, it does the exact same.
It's same. The difference is this little thing right here, and we're pulling it from, like, the way you did it was you took the picture and put the picture there and then wrote all the comments. Is that how you did it?
It
Oh,
came
no,
out
no, no.
exactly like that.
Okay, I know what she did. So she went to the front end.
Yeah.
So she was on here
I was
like a typical
online,
buyer, and she found the property on
I
here.
just typed it in and hit share.
Say like this property right here, and then come down, she hit share and Facebook. And the ad looked the same. Ad looked exactly the same. You have to make sure,
To the company.
one thing I don't know,
No,
what you have to make sure that you're not on See California Homes, that you're on. There you go. And then if she came down here and share Facebook, I'm just gonna give it a test run and make sure that it links back to Mackenzie.
The one thing too is when you click on it, it makes you sign up right away. So they can't look at the information without signing up.
Because you're going in on the buyer's front end of it. So if you go in on the back end, if you go in back here,
They can view it.
it would never ask them to do that. And actually, it's because you're on the front end of the website and you're looking at multiple properties and you've hit the threshold that says it's time for you to register now. If you were logged in, it wouldn't ask you to do that as well. So by being on the back end, you're not dropping those cookies in the computer that tells you I'm the buyer. I got to register and answer a bunch of questions. Okay, what was I going to do? Here's that page. Let's see how it looks. And if I click on it, it went back because Elizabeth was the one that was registered, logged in. So even though I typed in Mackenzie, I was logged in as Elizabeth, and therefore it was Elizabeth's website that did it when you hit share. Okay? Very cool. Cool. Questions, comments? I gotta delete all this.
Yeah.
Delete.
David must have figured this out because I kept going to me.
That kind of kickstarted it of like, oh, I better figure out an easy, streamlined way.
Figure it out.
We kept doing it all different ways, and it's like, what's an easy, streamlined way that we can just make this happen? The ad carousel is still going to take you time, and that's a methodical thought process of like, all right, I'm going to set up an ad for myself.
It took us all days.
But just to do a quick property post is so simple, quick, easy. You should be posting 1, 2, pick of the day, property of the day. Anytime the company gets a listing, reach out to the agent. Anytime there's a new listing on the market, I'd be shooting that agent an email. Hi, are you good with me throwing this on Facebook? I still question that the IDX rules and the BRE is written for back in the day, and I don't think they've updated their concept behind the thought of data exchange for internet data. And I think that's a big topic right now that's getting talked about. And I'm an advocate to, if we're paying money to a third party that they've given authorization to, we should be no different than Zillow or Realtor.com even though we're a small company. You are a one-person company, but so is Zillow. But how did Zillow get the rights to share our data and we don't? So that's where I'm at.
Well, I'm not gonna I'm not an
Right?
advocate, but it's like, it's one thing for us to share the data, it's another thing when you use it for advertising, which is Facebook.
Yes, well, that's what Zillow's doing, is they're using our data to advertise and they're not getting penalized
Where do they advertise it?
because they have a
They're not-
website and they're
But they're not
advertising.
advertising our listings on Facebook.
Aren't they, when they say, I got a new property, or Zillow's hot, or go to Zillow? So then have an ad campaign. I mean, that's the carousel idea, is like search for homes and it goes back.
I think one fight, you're fighting.
I want to share data. So we gotta figure out a way to get around that, and we find the contractual
We need the
loophole.
loophole.
And I'll find it.
I know.
It's not gonna be written clear as day. It's one of these gray areas, and then it comes down to risk assessment. Because ultimately we can do it until the broker says please don't, and then you acknowledge that. But if I find a loophole that gives me the green light to do it, then I go, well, what's my risk here? And this is the reason why I feel I'm not violating any ethics. And what's my risk? And then basically reach out to the big brokerages around here and make sure that they're kind of in support of this too. And then we just start doing it. Okay. So, but until that happens, we are shooting emails out to each other. It is not a verbal approval, it is a written approval. And it is a, hey, do you mind if I put this on Facebook? Specific approval. I'm putting this on Facebook, are you good with that? I'm doing an open house, can I put it on Facebook? Because it's really the seller may have an issue with it, and we need to be, it's not just, oh, can I market the property, it's can I put it on Facebook?
Yes, be
Can I put it on
specific.
social media? Yeah, okay, we're good. Thank you guys.
Good class, David.
Very good. Good stuff.
Thank you.